When your cat lies right next to you but pulls away the moment you touch them, do you know what they're actually telling you? Most people think it means their cat doesn't want them. But that couldn't be further from the truth. What your cat just did took more emotional courage than most owners will ever realize. And if you misread this moment, you might quietly break the only bond they were brave enough to offer. Let's break down what's really behind this one. Touching them ruins what they came for. Have you ever noticed that your cat walks past every comfortable spot in the house just to sit next to you? They skip the couch, the bed, the warm windowsill, and they land right beside you. So, why would a cat who clearly wants to be near you flinch the second you reach over? Because they didn't come for physical contact. They came for your presence. There's a difference, and most owners never learn it. Music. Cats are what behaviorists call proximity seekers. A 2019 study from Oregon State University found that cats form secure attachments to their music owners in a way that mirrors how infants bond with caregivers. And one of the strongest signs of that bond, choosing to be near you without needing anything from you. No food, no play, just you being there. When your cat lies next to you, they're soaking in your warmth, your breathing rhythm, your scent, your calm energy. That's the whole experience for them. It's complete. And the moment you reach over and start petting, you interrupt the very thing that brought them to you. Think of it like this. Someone you love sits next to you in total comfortable silence. It feels perfect. Then they suddenly tap your shoulder and start talking. The spell breaks. That's what your hand does to your cat. And here's what makes this even bigger than you think. Every time your cat sits next to you like this, they're actually running a silent test. And how you respond decides whether they'll ever let you fully in. Stay with me until the end, because what your cat is really measuring in that moment will change the way you see them forever. 2. You always reach for them the wrong way. Why do some people touch a cat, and the cat melts, but when you do the exact same thing, your cat tenses up and walks away? It's probably not what you're doing. Music, it's how you're starting. Most owners reach for their cat from above, straight down toward the head. It feels natural to you. But to your cat, a hand coming from above triggers the same alarm as a predator swooping in. Their brain doesn't see love. It sees threat. Cats have a massive blind spot directly above their head. So, when your hand drops in from a direction they can't fully track, their nervous system fires before their brain even has time to recognize it as you. That flinch isn't rejection. It's reflex. The fix is simpler than you think. Let your hand approach slowly from below their chin line, where they can see it the entire time. Better yet, music. Extend a single finger near their nose first, and let them close the gap. When a cat bumps into your hand on their own terms, they're saying yes. When you go straight for the pet, you're skipping their entire consent system. Music. Animal behaviorist John Bradshaw found that cats who are allowed to initiate contact show significantly lower stress hormones during interactions. It's not about whether you touch them, it's about who starts it. One small shift in how your hand moves, and the cat who always pulled away might finally stay. And hey, if your cat has ever done this to you, and now it finally makes sense, music, hit like and subscribe so we can help more people decode what their cat actually needs from them. 3. Music. Their skin feels your touch 10 times more. What if the way you pet your cat doesn't feel gentle to them at all? What if what you think is soft actually feels like too much? Here's something most owners never think about. Your cat's skin is packed with nerve endings far more densely than yours. What registers as a light stroke on your arm lands on their body with way more intensity. Imagine someone rubbing your sunburn and calling it affection. That's closer to what a lot of cats experience music when we pet them the way we'd pet a dog. And it goes deeper than just sensitivity. Music. Cats have specialized sensory receptors called mechanoreceptors that pick up pressure, vibration, and even tiny temperature shifts. Veterinary research has shown that areas like the belly, lower back, and base of the tail are so loaded with these receptors that even moderate touch can tip a cat from relaxed to overwhelmed in seconds. That doesn't mean every cat reacts the same way in those spots, but for many, those zones are where the line between comfort and too much is thinner than you'd expect. This is why your cat can go from purring to biting in what feels like a split second. They didn't turn on you. Their body just reached a limit you couldn't feel. Behaviorists call it overstimulation aggression, and it's one of the most misunderstood things cats do because owners take it personally when it was never personal at all. The thing is, the signs are always there before the bite. Their tail starts flicking. Their ears rotate slightly back. Their skin twitches along the spine. Those aren't random movements. That's your cat telling you loud and clear that what felt fine 10 seconds ago now feels like fire. For someone else made them afraid of hands. What if your cat isn't reacting to you at all? What if they're reacting to someone they knew before you? This is the one most owners don't want to think about, but it matters. If your cat flinches when you reach for them, even after months or years of living with you, there's a chance that response was built long before you ever met them. Somewhere in their past, a hand didn't mean love, it meant pain. Music, cats have an incredibly strong associative memory. Research in animal cognition has shown that negative experiences, especially physical ones, get stored differently than positive ones. They're faster to form and harder to erase. One bad experience with a hand, even just one, can create a flinch response that stays with them for years. And while cats can absolutely remember the specific person who hurt them, the fear often spreads beyond music that. It stops being about who did it and starts being about what they used to do it. Hands become the trigger no matter whose they are. So, when you reach for your cat and they duck or pull away, they're not judging you. They're protecting themselves from a memory you had nothing to do with. And the worst thing you can do in that moment is push through it, thinking that more affection will fix it. It won't. It confirms exactly what their body already believes. This is especially common with rescued or rehomed cats. Shelters do incredible work, but they can't undo what happened before a cat walked through their doors. That wiring runs deep. But here's what matters. It's not permanent. With consistent, predictable, and gentle experiences over time, cats can build entirely new associations. The old memory doesn't disappear, but the new one can grow stronger than it. Music 5. They're deciding if you deserve all of them. Remember earlier when I said your cat is running a silent test every time they sit next to you? This is what that test looks like. When your cat lies beside you and you don't reach for them, something powerful happens inside their brain. You just passed. You proved that you can be close to them without needing something from them. And for a cat, that's everything. Cats don't give trust in one big moment. They give it in tiny, almost invisible pieces. Every time they sit near you and nothing bad happens, they store that. Every time you let them exist in your space without grabbing, petting, or pulling them closer, they register it. Behaviorists call this trust stacking. And it's how cats slowly dismantle the walls they were born to build. This is what most people get wrong. They think the goal is to get their cat to accept touch. But the real goal, the one your cat actually cares about, is proving you don't need to touch them to love them. That's the test. Music, and most owners fail it every single day without knowing it even exists. Here's what's beautiful about this. The cats who are given space, the ones whose owners stopped reaching and just stayed present, are the ones who eventually close the gap themselves. Music, one day you'll be sitting there, not trying, not reaching, and your cat will press their body into yours or rest their head on your hand or fall asleep actually touching you. That moment doesn't come from persistence. It comes from patience. Your cat was never rejecting you. They were waiting to see if you could love them in a language that doesn't require your hands.